What's up, guys? Wanted to do a quick kayak update, something I was working on over the weekend. I've been looking, ever since I started using a trolling motor, I've been looking into using a fish finder as well, and I just posted a update on that a video or two back. It's hard to keep track. I do these things kind of spread out and sporadic sometimes. But I added the fish finder, so then I had two objects on my kayak that needed power, and I've been using a Mighty Max 35 amp hour battery, and adding and it doesn't have a lot of juice to it, so I needed a way to maybe add another small, like a 12 amp hour or 7 amp hour battery. Not sure what I need yet. I got my heart set on a 12 amp hour, but I hadn't pulled the trigger to buy it yet. It's only like 25 bucks. It's not a big deal, but it's definitely, if you can't tell, I do a lot of research these days, and just to give you some background, my first kayak that I had to do, that I did mods on and things, was an Ascend FS12T, and I loved it at first. And then I kept adding stuff to it just because it looked cool, and I'd get on YouTube and watch videos, and honestly, I would just do things. I was like, oh, okay, I don't really need an anchor. I didn't need an anchor, but I added an anchor, and I drilling holes and bolting things. So anyway, I do a lot of research now. I bought the Bonafide 127, a little more expensive kayak, about twice as much, I believe. No. Yeah, maybe 3 times. But anyway, so as I go through the mods that I make, they're totally functional. Like, I'm function over fashion. If it's on my kayak, I use it, and I've needed it fully. The anchor pole, the trolling motor, what else? The light flag on the back you see. My anchor pole, the rope assembly. I actually had a winch at one time to pull it up, and it was a pain. I may still get a anchor wizard later. Anyway, I try to put a lot of thought into what I put on my kayak. I want it minimal, but what I do have, if it's going to be in the way and it's going to hinder me, I want it to be so functional that I can't help but have it. So that's kind of the idea. So, all right, 2 minutes in, sorry. So what I've done, I did a lot of research on battery boxes. And I just wanted to let you know where my brain was. I've seen some battery boxes that have a bunch of switches and a lot of gadgets and doodads and things like that. My sole purpose for this is to keep in my garage. Behind the camera, I've got a charging station for my trolling motor batteries and things for my bigger boat. So I've got an entire charging station over there that keeps trickle charges on all my batteries. So I can take this battery and I can just set it in that stack and plug a cable into it and walk away, and I'm done. So when I get ready to use it, I walk over, unplug it, and I'm ready. No big deal. So, but like I said, I wanted my trolling motor battery and my fish finder to be separate if possible, and I think I found a way to do that. So all right, so that's where I'm at. So you're not going to see a bunch of lights and switches. I may at some point add a light to this with one switch. It's going to be simple if I even do it, simply because those times when it's like after dark and I'm coming in and I need that extra little bit of light to light my way. I've actually used the whoever makes that Railblazer, sorry. I've used that light. I've unscrewed it, brought it down low so I could see a little better. Put it in front of or beside me and kayaked in. It doesn't project a lot of that light out, and I'm not expecting this to either, but it gives me some illumination at the boat launch, things like that, so I can just safely get in and out, especially in cold weather. So because I don't like getting wet in cold. I don't wear waders. I'm probably not going to wear waders. You guys can call me on that later in a video. You catch me with waders. If you see me put waders on in a kayak, it means I probably took a spill and it was the absolute worst thing ever. But I try to do my best. Cold weather, my seat's usually in the low position. I try to stay low and stable. Anyway, So I may add a light later, but with that in mind, so what I did, I bought this, and I just tore this thing up. I was trying to leave it to some Chinese box to be just pure crap. I'll put a link in the description. But I went to Harbor Freight and I was looking for tools, and I ran across this box. It's pretty light. I mean, it's an ammo box. It's not metal. It's plastic. It's all plastic, but it's fairly stable. I mean, fairly I don't know, rigid, I guess you'd say. So I thought it would be strong enough to handle this 35 amp hour, and I have enough room in it to add a 12 amp hour right here on the side, and I'll show you some more in just a second. So in the mindset of simplicity, what I've done was I bought, oh, you can't see that at all. One sec. Let's try that. Let's get you a little one. So with the mindset of simplicity, I added these 2-prong waterproof like bulkhead connectors. Essentially this style, right? But essentially this style right here, just so you can see. Pretty typical. Matter of fact, all of my battery chargers have these connections along with the alligator clips. And you can get them in any gauge wire that you want. So what I've done was I've looked at trolling motor plugs and things. I'm not drilling a hole in my kayak. I know some of you guys do that, and that's perfectly fine. That's you. It's your kayak. You do as you wish, and I am not judging you one bit. But I just needed something quick, easy, something to just blow and go with. So I put 2 of those connectors in the lid, one on each side. I have plenty of room around this opening area. There again, you can't see, sorry. Around this opening area to put anything I want. I can put switches or whatever. And then it's got this top section that closes down. Now, it did come with a a tray to go inside, but you know, as you can imagine, the battery gets in the way of that, so tray doesn't work with the battery in it. Now, if you were just wanting to add a couple of like 12 amp hour batteries, I think this tray would fit, and you could use this as a dry box because it actually does have a rubber seal around the lid, which is another reason that I like it. So I don't have my electronics out in the elements, out in the water, out in the weather. So what I've done, one of these is unplugged, but you see this other one is not. I put a plug, I kept it to where if I ever needed to, I could just pull the battery out of here. I didn't want to just bolt it straight up. Got a lot of connections. I use some silicone grease, and I put it on all my connections. So let me get you a better view of this. All right. So just to get you a better view of this. So it has this piece on the top. Here's my connections. They're sealed. They're covered. When they're in use, there's silicone grease in there. I can clean them out, you know, as needed. So right now, all I really need is trolling motor and fish finder. And the reason there's only one connected right now, I have this one side connected over there. This one is disconnected because probably tomorrow, I don't know, the weekend maybe when I get a chance, I'm gonna go to town. If you see, and if I need to jump off a vehicle with my battery, I got alligator clips. So as you can see, I mean, give you an idea, there's a ton of room here, right? So that's a Mighty Max 35 amp hour battery. in there. So there you can see. So what I do with it, it's pretty simple. Drilled those holes, cut it through, got some silicone. I actually haven't put silicone on yet. I just wanted to get everything mounted and try it up first. And then I would put it on. 1 second. Now let's throw it over here. Now the cool thing about it is, just realized I don't have much light here either. So I flip this around obviously, but here's my trolling motor plug. It plugs right there. I'll show you. Do this a little different. And this lid, kind of an idea. I may just pull this top cover off when not needed. It does just snap off, on and off. Boop, boop. Sorry. All brand new. And that's a 10 gauge connection. There we go. Good and solid. Cool thing is, if you got a bona fide, let me show you this. If I were to snap this off, like that, just leave it like that. If I'm just want a quick go at it. Sorry, it's kind of shady and dark out here. My bad. But you get the idea. Here's my trolling motor. And there it is. Real simple. It's just between my legs. There again. I ain't judging you guys that put them on the back, but I like mine. Usually when I'm in it, it's sitting about right there and locked in place. Let me turn that around. Sitting there, locked in place, right between my legs. I can reach up and do whatever I need to do. So easy peasy. So yeah, so that runs down. God, you can't see. Sorry, I apologize. I need a light. I don't have another one that really works well. But this runs down through that channel underneath the drawer. The drawer still functions, doesn't hinder it at all. And it comes out from underneath the drawer here, goes right to the battery. Plugs right in. Now, my fish finder is pretty simple too. Well, you saw it in the other video. If you want to see it, check out a video or two back and you'll see the way I hook it up. But literally I have a simple wiring set up to where it mounts right here. The transducer mounts to this section, hangs over. The finder goes on this ball mount, and I've got my phone holder on it when the finder's not on it. But the wiring is just long enough to reach the battery, which is right here, right? So real simple. Matter of fact, there's my entire transducer, the bracket, and the cables, actually with a little extra, but give you an idea. That's the entire transducer and cable and power cables that goes to my Ray Marine. I just have it disconnected right now. So easily stowable. You can stash that stuff anywhere. Anyway, I just wanted to show what I was doing and why I was doing it. Now, obviously, when I finish with it, I will definitely, sorry about that, I will definitely do an update of what I decided to put on it as far as lights or switches or whatever. I may eat my words, but I really do strive to keep things simple and easy. And honestly, I mean, as this thing's probably as big in height and width as a deep cycle battery, but it's not really that wide, so it stacks in pretty well. So I've tried it out already. I use a milk crate, and sometimes I put my cooler back here. All that can fit. I'll give you a better visual of how much room is left. Also something that I was worried about, but so I use like a Yeti style cooler. So I can put my cooler here, and I've still got some room, or if I want to put my crate can fit here, and my cooler, my cooler bag, at least at that point, right there, I use that a lot, will fit behind it. And that's really just absolute necessity. If I really need something I can reach up front, I'll carry something different, you know. I got different gear for different purposes. It just all depends on what I'm doing. So, all right, guys. Thanks.